Hello and welcome to the Craftman Show. My name is your host, the Craftman, the Craftman. And today for y'all know I like injection molding. But injection molding machine costs a lot of money, even for manual bench top ones. Alright, it costs a lot of money, Craftman. Come on now. I have demonstrated that it's possible to make your own injection mold very affordably with DIY methods. But what if I was to tell you that now you can make your own DIY injection mold benchtop machine press injection molder DIY? What? So Craftman uses the LNS 150A right there. I purchased this unit and it has done wonderful for everything that we have used it well. When I made my first video about it, LNS turned around and sent me an extra one. And I'm very grateful for that right there. It's a wonderful machine. I believe it's something that you could easily make your money back with. But what about the people who say, Craftman, I don't think I'm ready to sink a $1,800, $2,000 on something to get into injection molding. What if they just want to dip their toes in the water at an economical price? And then comes along Buster Beagle 3D. Get ready, cause it's about to be affordable up in here. I watched this video and really liked what he came up with. And I reached out to him. I said, look, I want to do a video and introduce my viewers to the Buster Beagle. And he very graciously sent me the main components to it. That's responsible for heating up the tube that's going to melt the plastic pellets. All I had to do was get online and purchase the frame kit because I wanted to build the Buster Beagle Mark II.
This machine is an upgrade to the original Buster Beagle 3D injection molding machine and uses all of the same components.
That's going to give me even more shot capacity. That means bigger plastic parts. Now, the original Buster Beagle injection molder is based off a cheap little drill press, and it utilizes two of them. All right. The frame for the Mark II basically consists of 2020 aluminum extrusion and some little fastener hardware to tie everything together, you know. Assembling the frame kit was very easy. I actually found it to be an enjoyable process. Kind of like, putting Lego together because everything pre-cut, pre-made out for you. So all you got to do is just line everything up and tighten it down. Has a very rigid feel to it. Don't look like it's going to flex too much, nothing like that, you know. Right here, I'm attaching the PID controller. That's going to be what is responsible for regulating the heat down here. I had to get me a piece of metal from the hardware store and cut it, and drill a couple holes in it. That gave us a handle, but that was no big deal. That spring just on there for safety, to keep the handle from whapping Craftman on the heads, Now I need to think about how I'm going to clamp my mold. That's just something that keeps your mold closed while it's being injected. I've got some options here that I can play with to come up with some kind of a solution that's going to be convenient. You know, I might could even take this quick clamp right here off my existing machine, but I don't want to do that. I want to leave it as is and have the Buster Beagle machine just work on its own, you know. But I said, crap, man, for today's video, let's just assume that somebody built this thing and they only got wood clamps. Like that right there. Crap, man, what can we do with it? We could just make some little robots, you know, like I've been doing. But my friend Justin made me this aqua mode right here. The reason I'm excited about trying this one because look at the... It has been difficult for my existing injection molder to completely fill that mold with enough pressure to get a smooth surface. And that kind of has its own neat little look to it, you know, but we would like to get some that's just smooth plastic, you know. And I have been able to get some, but it takes, you got to have the right amount of packed pellets in there, and you got to be holding your mouth the right way to get it to really fill that mold up, you know. I guess there ain't nothing to it but just to do it, so let's see if we can get us a plastic figure right there. It's like Sid said, we never going to survive unless we get a little crazy. That's right. Now the units displayed in Celsius. I'm used to seeing temperature in Fahrenheit, and Ryan had told me that I can go through and change the display setting. But for now, we just going to put on 200 and something now. And that ought to melt polypropylene. If it starts to smoke and we back down on it, you know. We also need some kind of way to clamp this down, you know, to make it more secure. But let's just see what happens. So if I gently pull on it, I got a little plastic coming out. So we should be ready to inject. All right, let's see what we got. Look at that right there. That's a pretty nice sight to me. I see where I could have used a little bit more pressure, but that is very exciting. Let's try to make us another one. Now that's pretty smooth right there. Now let me just say something real quick. I originally designed this character for resin casting, alright? That's actually a little bit too much on the thick side for injection mode, and really you want to keep your parts 1/4 inch or less, alright? But I like the idea that my sink marks is going to be possibly by that belly, and it just looks natural to me. That's why I figured this character was ideal for injection molding. So my next step is to clamp this thing down because it really needs to be fastened to your workbench. And to figure out a clamp solution, I've got some few ideas that I think we can work out, but it's good to know that you could just use regular old clamps if you need to. But I'm very happy with the Buster Beagle Mark II injection molder. That's pretty neat right there. That's pretty neat right there. The number one injection to injection molding. Wait. The number one objection to injection molding is the price of it. It costs so much money, but now with the Beagle 3D injection mold press machine injector, you can inject plastic affordably. Special thank you to Ryan at Beagle. Thank you, Ryan. All right. I'm going to put links to both of the setup videos in case you want to build this one.
So the first thing that you're going to want to
That's the Mark
is
1.
this drill press thing.
Oh, this one.
As an upgrade,
That's the Mark II. That's the one I just built. But to everyone who been messaging me, Craftman, we need affordable, cheap, economical, then I hope this is useful to you. Until next time, I love y'all and keep on. Instead of crafting.